Hello?
Hello?
Testing 1, 2. Wow.
Don't I put it right up here?
I'm right here.
All right, great.
I was at this distance. You can hear. That's amazing.
Where's he at?
I'm right here. You can hear that.
Oh, nice. No,
Yeah.
that helps.
The August 21st, 2017 City of Vandalia Council meeting will now come to order, and we will have a moment of reflection followed by the pledges of allegiance to the flag. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, you have been provided the minutes of previous meetings, including the council study session minutes of July the 17th, council meeting minutes of July the 17th, and council retreat minutes of August the 12th. Are there any corrections or revisions to be made? Seeing none, they will stand approved. We have no communication or awards this evening, nor do we have a public hearing. And that brings us to comments from interested citizens. So if you would like to make comment to council, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment.
Good evening. My name is David Todd, 156 Colbrook Drive, Vandalia, Ohio. I'm here about 2 to 3 different items. First, the Foley Platte neighborhood, I feel, is deteriorating badly, and I realize the economy and the economics and all this affects all of us from all ways of life. There are a number of empty homes that have holes in the roof. I can give you the addresses, have holes in the roof. The gutters are falling down, and these are homes that no one is living in. I'm not out after people that are living in their homes to go after them. If I go through these, may I give you the address?
Certainly.
Okay. 154 North Brown School Road, the south end siding. Now this is an empty home. The south end of the house, the siding at the bottom of the house is, a lot of it's gone, and you can see the sheeting, the plywood there. 236 Brown School Road, south end of the garage. This has been many years. I can remember this 10, 12 years ago. It looks like it's going to just fall in, literally, and the roof. Between 856 and 872 Foley, which I would imagine is 864, there's a number of holes in the roof, the gutters falling down. And as I said, these are not homes that people are residing in. 803 Denora has a, let me get this straight, and I apologize. 803 Denora there is a home that has windows and the garage are boarded up. This is, it's just odd. Unless somebody's breaking windows, I don't understand why there's plywood. And it really, your attention driving, I travel our plat in car, on my bicycle, and I walk, and it's an attention grabber. At 806 Denora, there's a house that had one hole in the roof at one time. Then there was a second hole in the roof. The first hole's been patched. Then the second one was there, so they got a larger piece of plywood. This has been condemned since February of 2009. And my problem is, or concern, what's going on with the city? What's going on with Milliken? What's going on with the city leaders that are to see that the city is not turning into neighboring communities that we see on TV all the time? Okay, another one, and I don't want to see our street turn like that. Like I said, these are not homes that people are living in. I'm not out trying to strike out at people, not a bit. I've got enough at home to handle myself. But this one is, back in April 2nd of this year, I notified the Department of Kip Milliken, Housing and Code Enforcement and all this, of a property on our street where a huge amount of limbs, I mean, there was debris this high and long from trees that had fallen down 2 years ago. Then the south end of the gable end of the house at 168 Colebrook looks like it's rotted away. And I sent Milliken, I can read it to you if you want. I sent him a nice letter, but I stayed anonymous because I didn't feel it was necessary to say, this is David Todd, such and such. I sent him a fax April 2nd. I checked May 8th, it was still the same. May 22nd, it was still the same. So I said, the heck with it. I'll just wait till time to come to council and bring it to your attention. I missed the July meeting because I had other things to do, but I wanted to come tonight and bring this. I don't know what's happening to our plat. It's sad. I don't want to see it turn into like neighboring communities, and I won't bring their names up. But these are empty houses. Why are they let go? Why are there holes in roofs? When the winter time comes and the snow gets on there, the trusses give way, the roof's going to go. And the other properties. Okay, 168, I got that out of the way. So I've heard it's still the same. And I've had problems in past years with Milliken. So that's why I didn't want to be my name brought up. And another thing, which I didn't know Chief Knight was here, and I'll say it anyway. He didn't pay me to say this or nothing. I've considered him one of the finest police chiefs in Vandalia since I've lived here. I've been here for almost 40 years. His door's always been open to talk to me and always others, not just me. When I was in Neighborhood Watch, he said, my phone number's in the book, feel free to call me if you have a concern or something. And when he retires in the middle of next year, you're going to be losing a chief of police that's unlike any other in Montgomery County. And I hope whoever takes his place, there can never be a Chief Knight again. But I hope that their door is open, that they're open to citizens' comments or concerns, whether it deals with their officers on patrol or whatever, because we're losing a good man. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so very much. Needless to say, council is very concerned with the items that you have been addressing here. And there has been some movement, and I'm going to ask our city manager to try to explain why things seem to take long to be addressed in a fashion that.
Well, I guess first of all, without having any information in front of me, it's difficult to give you an answer. I might have to go back and see what enforcement action we've taken against these various properties. But normally when they get into the court system, it's up to the judge to make them make repairs to their home. So I don't know what's happened with these properties, where they're at with enforcement action. But we'll go back and look up each of these addresses and get back with you and let you know what, if anything, is going on with them and where we're at in that process.
So you did jot down the address.
Yeah, well, first of all, this meeting's
sure.
recorded, so we'll go back and double check.
Okay,
but,
I forgot. I apologize.
But I did take notes, and I know Rob's out there taking notes too. So
Okay.
we've got the addresses, and we'll
Okay.
get back with you on each of these addresses, let you know where we're at.
Thank you very much.
Just for the general public and everything, would you just go through that we just can't go out and say this has to be done today? Would you, how the
Yeah. Well, again,
person is notified that they need to?
okay. Well, actually, Jerry's.
Jerry,
Volunteer to
either
do
one
that.
of you, because I think it's important. Because I think, I mean, I've gone to John and I've said, why isn't this done yet? You know, and it takes time and you have to, go ahead, I'll let you say it.
Not a problem. And again, I can't speak to these specific properties, but generally, when you have a violation of the property maintenance code, we have to go out and give the notice to the owners before we do anything. When you have, in this case, houses where there's nobody there, getting that notice can be a little bit difficult. Oftentimes, they are bank-owned properties, meaning the banks have gone through a foreclosure process, but they haven't filed the deed yet, and so we have a owner with an unknown address, and I mean, it can be difficult to find the owners first. But then once we do find them, we have to give them notice and an opportunity to fix. Then if they fail to do that, then we can take them to court. And at that point, it's out of our hands, and it's, as Mr. Cruzy said, then the judge decides what to do, if anything. Sometimes it's a slap on the wrist, other times it's a little bit more substantive.
I understand. And if I may reiterate, 168 is owner occupied. And I'll just say it, I'm 68 years old. I'm a senior, but hey, I don't feel it. It's occupied by two very much younger people. They work every day. They live in their home. Like me, I'm responsible for keeping my home up and doing other things. You know, I do the best I can. I still mow my grass. I don't have a riding mower. I still push the mower. But that is the only owner occupied that I went around. Like I said, I'm not out here.
Sure, and we'll look into
Getting
that.
people.
And another thing that the city's doing is we're looking into something that's called the land bank, which is an opportunity to take houses that the taxes haven't been paid on and go through a process to try and get them cleaned up and into hands of somebody who will take care of them. So this is nothing that council is not aware of, maybe not these particular houses, but the general condition of some houses in the city is something that has been discussed with council, and there's things in the works to try to address these.
Okay, thank you for
And just the other thing I'd mention is when we're dealing with properties that have high weeds or junk and debris on the property, we have the ability to clean that property up and bill the owner. When we're talking about property maintenance, we don't have that ability. We have to go through the court system, and at that point, it's up to the judge to force them to bring their home into compliance, which sometimes happens, sometimes is not.
Thank you, though, for bringing that to our attention and everybody's attention. Is there anyone else who would like to make comment? I'm just going to stop right here and say that we do have 3. Are you working on your Eagle Scout badges?
Yes.
3 gentlemen who are working on their Eagle Scout badges. So thank you for coming. And how soon is it going to be before you get those badges?
We recently just started doing our citizenship in the community merit badge, and this is one of our first requirements as a group of 3.
Okay. Yes, sir.
This young man here will be getting his Eagle rank, hopefully by the end of the year, though.
Great.
This gentleman. He recently finished his Eagle project, repainting parts or meeting hall, fellowship hall, and the nursery over at Vandalia United Methodist.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming this evening. The city manager's report, the information item. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 2 items this evening. First is just to remind everyone that city offices will be closed on Monday, September 4th for Labor Day. However, the Recreation Center will be open from 7 a.m. till noon for the fitness area, gymnasium, and the track only. And also remind everyone that our next council meeting, because of the Labor Day holiday, will be on Tuesday, September 5th. And just remind everybody that the Sister Cities Oktoberfest is going to be held on September 8th and 9th at the Vandalia Sports Complex.
Thank you. And we do have an action item this evening. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, as part of the zoning code update process, a steering committee is recommended to be appointed with staff and Compass Point Zoning to review draft regulations and propose changes to the zoning map. Recommended members to the steering committee are Corey Follick, Chairman of the Planning Commission, Aaron Hathaway, Vice Chairman of the Board of Zoning Appeals, City Council Member Mike Blakesley, Scott Buchanan, a resident, and Larry Taylor, a resident.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Your Honor, move that we approve the appointments to the steering committee as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilwoman Farce, that we do approve the recommended individuals for the steering committee of the zoning code rewrite. Are you having questions? Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yeah.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Farce?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. The Ohio Department of Liquor Control, Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. The city's received an application from the Division of Liquor Control for a change in corporate stock ownership related to the liquor license for the original Rib House at 275 East National Road. The Vandalia Police Department does not oppose the proposed change in ownership.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we do not request an ODLC hearing concerning the transfer of the liquor license at 275 East National Road.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Gerhard, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do not that we do not request a liquor control notification application, and that we do approve the corporate stock ownership at the original Rib House. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Farce?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no old business tonight, and that brings us to our resolutions. Resolution 17-R-69. Mr. McDonald, by title only, please.
Yes, Your Honor, and before I read, I just wanted to remind Council that we were also amending this resolution from the written version by providing that the existing 911 telephone system equipment will be declared surplus and otherwise disposed of by the city manager on gov deals or other manner appropriate by law, I think is the language we use. So when we make a motion, the motion would be to include that amended language. 17R69, a resolution waiving the formal bidding process and authorizing the purchase of NextGen 911 telephone system and enter into a 5-year agreement for software and hardware requested by the Police Department from West Safety Solutions Corp. In the amount of $97,791.04.
Thank you, Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. So $101,600 is budgeted for the replacement of the Police Dispatch Center 911 telephone system. The current 911 system has been in place since 1997 with an upgrade in 2008. However, that system and its associated equipment is no longer supported by the vendor. The police department and IT staff research various NextGen 911 systems and receive demonstrations of 3 systems. It was determined that West Viper system was the best solution for the department's needs. The Viper system is configured similar to the current system, which should minimize training hours and result in an easier transition. Let me see, it is also features new technology such as text to 911 and geographical coordinates for tracking wireless calls. The Viper system also provides mandatory reporting software to meet state reporting requirements. The cost of this system is $97,791.04. Upgrades and enhancements to the Viper system are included during the 5-year contract period, which requires an annual maintenance fee of approximately $17,500 beginning in 2018.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I'll move that we approve Resolution 17R69 as presented with the addition that we would amend and declaring the present system surplus and allow for the authority for that to be disposed of by staff or as prescribed by law.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilman Gerhart, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-69 as presented. and that also includes the amended language. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gerhardt?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0. Resolution 17-R-70. Mr. McDonald?
A resolution authorizing the purchase of integrated public safety software package from Spillman Technologies, Inc., requested by the Police Department through the State of Ohio Procurement Contract STS 573077 in the amount of $377,086.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the Vandalia Police Department has been utilizing Cisco software for its computer-aided dispatching, records management, and mobile reporting since 1999. However, this program is no longer sold or enhanced, and limited support is available for its ongoing operations. Additionally, they use CMI for their traffic crash reporting and QTEL for their evidence tracking. The police department wishes to find one vendor for all of its software needs. The police and IT departments researched and received demonstrations from 3 vendors. Spillman Technologies was found to be the CAD RMS system that best meets the needs of the department, and its integrated public safety software package was the lowest cost of the 3 products evaluated. Again, Spillman software is available through the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program, and the budget for this project is $380,000.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll move that we approve Resolution 17-R-70 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Herbst, second by Councilwoman Fairst, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-70 as presented. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Resolution 17-R-71, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution awarding the bid for the Castle Hills Feature Pool Renovation Project requested by the Parks and Recreation Department to Mid-American Ignite Pools, Inc. in the amount of $52,443 as the lowest and best bid.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. So a request for proposals was issued for the Castle Hills Pool Feature Renovation Project. The budget for this project is $50,000. The RFP asked vendors to develop a proposal to provide the necessary equipment, engineering, supplies, and labor necessary to complete the project. Mid-American Gunite Pools, who built the pool back in 1996, submitted the best proposal at a cost of $52,443. However, the city will save about $15,000 to $20,000 on this project because city crews will be removing the concrete deck in-house. In the spring, they did a hot water heater replacement project at the pool. Came in under budget by about $6,000, so there are sufficient funds available to cover the $2,443 that this project is over budget.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve Resolution 17-R-71.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Gerhardt, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-71 as presented. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Resolution 17-R-72, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution authorizing the purchase of highway rock salt from the Detroit Salt Company in Detroit, Michigan at a price of $48.17 per ton for an amount up to 2,000 tons.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city participates in the Southwest Ohio Purchasers for Government Purchasing Consortium for the bidding of highway rock salt. SWAT 4G recently received bids on behalf of 82 entities. The city received 5 bids, with the Detroit Salt Company providing the lowest bid for up to 2,000 tons. This price is $8.89 per ton less than last year's bid.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 17-R-72 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Fairst, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-72 as presented. Comments? Do you think if we have a mild winter, it'll be less expensive next year, too?
We're hopeful.
Okay.
I do have one question. Does this, with the salt price being substantially lower, does this eliminate some of the sand that we'll be using and seeing on our roadways this winter?
Well, partially that, and a couple of years ago, we had the ability to obtain salt, which is when they had to start using some sand. Sorry. Yeah, so as long as there's a sufficient quantity of salt available, we shouldn't have to worry about that.
So I think our streets will look a lot better.
No, it was 2 years ago when you couldn't obtain salt that we had to start mixing sand in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Hurst?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, the motion carries 7-0. Resolution 17-R-73, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution declaring the official intent and reasonable expectation of the City of Vandalia on behalf of the State of Ohio, the borrower, to reimburse its water fund for the Kenbrook Drive Water Main Replacement Project, OPWC Project Loan Control Number CD21U, with the proceeds of tax-exempt debt of the State of Ohio.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. The Kenbrook Water Main Replacement Project is partially funded by a 25% Ohio Public Works Commission grant in the amount of $100,000 and a 25% OPWC loan in the amount of $100,000. The adoption of this resolution certifies to the Ohio Public Works Commission that the reimbursements received from OPWC, which are tax-exempt bonds issued by the State of Ohio, will be reimbursed back to the water fund.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion, we approve Resolution 17-R-73 is read.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, Councilman Gerhart, and second by Vice Mayor Lewis, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-73 as presented. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Resolution 17-R-74, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution to enter into an agreement for municipal advisor professional services with Bradley Payne Advisors, LLC.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city currently has an agreement with Andy Brossart of William Blair, a global investment banking and asset management firm, to provide municipal advisor services related to the annual issuance of the city's bond anticipation notes. Mr. Brossart has recently joined the firm of Bradley Payne, and so this would authorize an agreement with Bradley Payne for those services.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Move that we approve Resolution 17-R-74.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ayler, second by Councilman Herbst, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-74. Comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. A resolution approving the final, I was reading it for you. How about Resolution 17-R-75, Mr. McDonald?
If you want to take over the reading, I'll have no objections.
Oh, really? Well, that's a small one, I would.
A resolution approving the final plat of the CSX Plat, Section 3.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Realty Development Corporation has requested a plat of 43.88 acres, generally located west of Deer Run Road, between Falls Creek Road and Old Springfield Road. The plat would create two lots, being 10.29 acres and 33.59 acres. A rezoning request is currently being considered by council for the 33.59 acre parcel from office industrial park to industrial. The Planning Commission reviewed this plat at its August 8th meeting and voted 4-0 to recommend approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 17-R-75.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Vice Mayor, I'm not attracted, am I? Councilwoman Farce, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-75. Any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries. We have no ordinances in their first reading. However, we do have some ordinances in their second reading. The first ordinance in the second reading is 17-22. Mr. McDonald.
1722, an ordinance approving a major amendment for the property located at 352 East National Road and owned by Burger King Corporation in the downtown business district with a PUD overlay.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So Burger King is requesting an amendment to the downtown business PUD to accommodate a major exterior remodeling. The renovation would include the removal of the mansard roof, updates to the interior and exterior of the building, removal of the outdoor seating area along the west side of the building, a new drive-through clearance structure, and a new dumpster enclosure. Proposed attached building signage would conform to the signage requirements of the downtown district. However, while the existing freestanding pole sign was granted a variance back in 1997, it did not receive a height variance. The downtown PUD requires a maximum setback of 15 feet. However, the existing building currently has a 33-foot setback. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a waiver from the setback requirement. Bringing the existing building into compliance would require an 18-foot addition onto the front of the building. Staff recognizes that the addition of that amount of square footage is not necessary for the restaurant operations and therefore recommends other modifications that may be appropriate to bring the building closer to meeting the intent of the downtown business district. Pedestrian scale elements could be added to enhance the site, such as a front patio, landscape mounting, perimeter landscape mounting around the parking area, interior landscaping of the parking area. In addition, staff feels that the replacement of the non-conforming 20-foot tall pole sign with a 6-foot tall freestanding monument sign would also serve as a pedestrian scale enhancement. The Planning Commission reviewed this PUD major amendment and voted 4-0 to recommend approval subject to the following conditions. Number one, that the freestanding pole sign be replaced with a 6-foot tall freestanding monument sign with the base of exposed brick or stone. That the site be brought into compliance with the city's minimum materials and standards requirements wherever possible through the installation of interior landscaping, utilizing existing parking lot peninsulas and perimeter landscaping of the off-street parking area, which should include mounding trees and shrubs. And number three, that pedestrian scale element be added to the building in lieu of bringing the building into conformance with the required setback through the installation of a front patio to enhance the streetscape.
Thank you. Since this is ordinance in its second reading, I'm going to open up a public hearing so that if there's anyone in the audience who would like to make comment about this, please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and request a motion.
Make a motion that we approve ordinance 1722 in its second reading.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Gerhardt, that we do approve ordinance 17-22 in its second reading. Questions or comments?
I just want to make sure that the conditions of the planning commission are added to the ordinance.
Are they? They're not?
Double check.
I don't have it in front of me right here.
They were in the first.
Yeah,
They were in the first?
Approval.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, then I would.
Are they automatically in the second?
they should be the same exact ordinance. Well, you got to go back and then go forward again.
Good catch.
There you go. It's got a mind of its own.
Well, we can just say that, can't we?
Or you could say with recommendations.
With-
You want the recommendations?
Section 1 of the ordinance provides 3 conditions. The freestanding pole sign be replaced with a 6-foot tall monument sign. The site next one is the compliance with the materials and standards, and the third is the pedestrian scale element. So, yes, they are contained in the ordinance.
Just checking.
Better safe than sorry.
Anybody else? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Ordinance 17-23 in its second reading. Mr. McDonald?
1723, an ordinance rezoning part of the property generally located at the southwest corner of Old Springfield Road and Deer Run Road from Office Industrial Park, OIP, to Industrial I, and amending the zoning map of the city.
Thank you, Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. CSX Realty Development is requesting a rezoning of approximately 33.86 acres in the Northwoods Business Park along Top Notch Court from Office Industrial Park to Industrial. The 2000 Comprehensive Plan's future land use map designates this area as industrial. Therefore, the rezoning request is consistent with the future land use map's designation for this site. The Planning Commission reviewed this rezoning request at its June 13th meeting and voted 4-0 to recommend approval.
Thank you. Since this is an ordinance in its second reading, I will open up a public hearing. So if there's anyone in the audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Move that we approve ordinance 17-23 in its second reading.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ayler, second by Councilman Herbst, that we do approve ordinance 17-23 in its second reading. Any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt?
Yes.
Councilmember Farce?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Sexton?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no emergency ordinances this evening. We do have reports from boards and commissions. The Board of Zoning Appeals minutes of July the 12th, the Board of Zoning Appeals minutes of July the 26th, Planning Commission minutes of July the 11th, Public Art and Vandalia draft minutes of July the 18th, Vandalia Cultural Arts Committee draft minutes of July the 18th. Are there any comments about any of those? We have the bill listing for July 2017 is in the amount of $2,686,171.72. And then that brings us to council comments. Mr. McDonald.
Nothing tonight.
Mr. Cruzy.
Just one item, Your Honor. I'd just like to commend Darren Davey for his work on upgrading the sound system in the council chambers. Anybody that was here at a meeting previously would realize a month ago you wouldn't have any idea what we were saying up here. So I think it sounds great. As far as I can tell, everybody can hear us.
Way we wanted it.
So I think it's a much needed improvement.
Okay. I needed to apologize to Vice Mayor Lewis because I skipped him the last time on council comments. So, Vice Mayor Lewis, you get to go first.
No worries, Your Honor, and I have no comments this evening.
Oh, no.
Thank you for the opportunity. I would have been better prepared, and I thought I wouldn't be skipped this evening, but thank you.
Okay. Councilman Gerhardt?
Just to comment on Mr. Todd, it's rare that we hear a lot more people saying we're too picky in our property inspections and things like that, but to encourage everyone who sees problems to let city staff know, and then also to reiterate that city council has been and are working on plans like the land bank in ways that when properties are eligible for, that we would try to get rid of them or improve them. So we're very interested in that, though. Thank you.
Councilman Blakesley?
Well, I'll echo what Councilman Gerhardt said, and also with Mr. Todd. We are equally as frustrated about some of these properties because many of them are out-of-town owners, and that makes it even more difficult, as Mr. Cruzy had commented earlier. And so that adds to that frustration, and we do appreciate citizens like yourself coming forward and letting us know some of those conditions. Some of those we may know about, and some of them we may not. So that will definitely help us, and I think that will help. One of the other things that, as Mr. Cruzy had said, and as you can tell as we get closer to here, or I can get out back to here on the sound system, that now we can use our indoor voices. We don't have to yell, and that makes it real nice that the audience can hear us now as well. So I do appreciate the upgrade. I mean, we got 17 years out of the old system, so I think that we got our money's worth. So we do have to be careful what we say, though. We can't be heard. That's all.
Councilwoman Farris?
I just want to reiterate, council has in the last couple of years made a much stronger effort to go after delinquent maintenance on houses. There is issues with our ability to do certain things, and getting into the court system is frustrating and time consuming to everybody. So, but that is on our radar. We have made stronger efforts, I believe, in joining and participating in the Land Bank gives us another area to go through that. I did want to mention that Sister Cities has because it's coming up next weekend, you got that notice, but they have a ribbon cutting on Tuesday the 5th at 11:30, and they'd love everybody to come out there and get in that picture and really celebrate this weekend. So that's mine. Thank you.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilman Herbst.
Well, those three down there stole all of my thunder, because I too was going to thank Mr. Todd for his comments tonight, because that has been a topic of conversation amongst us on what we can do to improve the city. Obviously, our homes many times are our greatest asset, and when we are faced with a neighbor that doesn't take care of our property and take the same pride that we do, it affects all of us. It affects the neighborhood. It affects the whole city. And our goal is to have a strong community and have the highest property values we possibly can. And the only way we're going to do that is enforcing our property codes and making sure that people keep their properties up to date. So thanks again.
Thank you. This evening, we will return to our workshop. I think there's, 3 items, maybe 2 or 3 items. And then from that, we will go into executive session. And it is recommended the council adjourn to executive session to discuss the possible acquisition of real property. Do I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
Okay. Who's
Second.
Second, is Herbst. It's been moved by Councilman or Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilman Herbst, that we do convene to executive session following our study workshop topics. We have to have the roll.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt,
Yes.
Councilmember Barst,
Yes.
Councilmember Hurst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes.
And Mayor, I assume we are not going to come back with any action items after the executive session?
No.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. We are on our way.